Absolutely. I think there is much more than the reality, because the way it has been played out from the last 1 week or 10 days, or rather from the last few years, because Adani as a name has been used and misused by for the political purposes, both domestically and of course, I would rather say that there should be an inquiry on the Hindenburg and then who paid them to come out with what was their interest for to opening up such kind of a report. Who paid for them to create that report? Or if it is since it is a private limited company or a privately held company, Hindenburg, they also need to be answerable that who paid for them. Why did they come up with such kind of a report? Anyway, that is one. But the one advantage of all this crisis is that every company, especially some companies which are listed of large enterprises like this, their corporate governance needs to be much more transparent and they needs to be crystal clear. So I would say this should be used by the government, both in all kind of governments, to ensure that the corporate governance in the corporate sector needs to become much more transparent, visibly explainable to each and everyone. But then the other part of it is that the political part of it. Narendra Modi and Adani both belongs to one particular state does not mean that Prime Minister Modi is supporting Adani. Adani was not as the creation of the Congress regimes. Adani was any business for that matter and any enterprises. The initial first 15, 20, 30 years is the most crucial period for them to create their fundamental structure. From there onwards, it's always a takeoff. That is the way most of the businesses do happen. And of course, there is no doubt that Adani has not been able to manage their perception very well over the last few years, as the way they have been growing as a company, which they could have done it better as compared to many other corporate houses in India. But fundamentally, I believe that Adani is not going to take away the ports what he has created. Adani is not going to pick up the Mumbai airport tomorrow and fly away to some other island. Adani's investments are in the core sectors, which are, you can feel it, you can touch it. They are something which is going to be there in the land for you and me to use it. This should be used, the government should use this as an opportunity to further make sure that all the environment of the corporate environment in this country is protected, rather than just going for this political maligning campaign. And if there is something which is wrong being done, whether it is the money, some of the shell companies and etc., which people are being talking, if there is some truth, let there be an inquiry. How does it matter? The way the political parties are today saying, Niranjan, is that how can we say that SEBI is already not inquiring? They don't require to announce an inquiry. SEBI is a market regulator. They keep inquiring on every stock, whether it is going up or coming down. And the last point which I wanted to say, LIC makes profit from an investment. That is not a news. LIC makes loss in an investment, in a market investment, and or every market, you know that in radio, when you switch on the radio, that what do they say? Every profits and losses are subject to the market condition. So LIC or an SBI, for that matter, anybody is liable to, they may gain, they may lose. I don't think that we should look at anything beyond that. But there is no doubt, Niranjan, there is a propaganda against the overall business environment. We all know that India is growing becoming the fastest growing economy. The Western countries, one after another, you remember the hunger index report, which we had a debate with you only. Same is in the freedom journals are coming up with the different kind of reports. And all of these reports are biased. Yes, it is indeed, it is important. Some of the questions, whether whomsoever has asked, Adani must come out and say that, yeah, man, these questions, the answers for these questions are this, and that should be little more convincing, that we understand. But I don't want it to take the side of a Hindenburg and say that, oh, Hindenburg is doodh ka dula hua hai and Adani sabse kharab hai. Ye main manta nahi.
What do you expect in the next week?
See, I think tomorrow and day after, Niranjan, is going to be a holiday for the stock market. you will see the next week. Believe me that this is all going to be completely going to be a reversal. Because today there are two things which are on the one side there is an attack on Adani and also the Indian story or all the political questions. On the other side, a large amount of an exposure of these left cronies or the Western powers who are just trying to malign the India success story. I'm not saying India is not Adani is not India, but these are some of the success stories. Believe me, there are few mistakes Adani has done. One, of course, going ahead and portraying that the third richest man in the world. The Western people don't like that somebody from in India becoming a third richest person. Going ahead and bidding against the Chinese companies and having a port in Sri Lanka or in Israel and many of the other places. Of course, that definitely do hurt the Western powers. How can an Indian company go and have such kind of a very strategic locations and strategic assets, which definitely do hurt. So, of course, there are agencies, there are people who behind this whole drama to play out like this way.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, as I said initially, it is an opportunity for Adani to come and clean in front of everyone. It is an opportunity for the governments to ensure that there is nothing kala in this whole stuff. If at all, if there is something, we are a country which is all the corporate citizens in this country are law abiding, and our laws and our systems are very well have the power to ensure that corporate governance is in its best. But one thing I wanted to tell you, Niranjan, maybe I'm coming as a marketing strategist rather than a political analyst, but then I can't stop saying you this, that all the political parties, if the Rahul Gandhi and his gang who was taking the name of Adani from morning to evening, जैसे भगवान का नाम लेते उस तरह से अदानी का नाम लेते, उनको इस तरह से इतना कहना होना चाहिए कि that we have never taken a single penny from Adani. Can
Yes.
Aam Aadmi Party or the left parties or the Congress can say they have never been taken a single penny from Adani or in the form of a cash or in the form of an electoral bond? And most importantly, when the left parties, I mean, it is not, the blame is all about that Narendra Modi and the BJP government is helped Adani or helping Adani.
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
PKD.
The Vizhinjam port, which is in Trivandrum, which is a very strategic, one of
Yes.
the largest port, that is being given by whom? Is it by Modi? It is given
Yeah.
by none other than the left parties. That is they are given the red carpet by the Chief Minister of Kerala,
Yes.
Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan. So I think the opposition needs to walk the talk, and I think and Adani must come out clean as a corporate citizen, so that the brand image, the corporate image of
Agree with you on
India
that one, PKD.
do not get hampered.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Thank you, Dr. Maheshwari and PKD. I have to